With customers at the pawn shop, you can never really predict what's going to happen. Some customers can come in without stressing anybody, while some just feel the need to be disrespectful for no reason, and these are some of the times these happened at the pawn shop. Ever seen an '88 Lincoln before? Well, if you have not, you are about to. This dude found his way to the pawn shop looking to sell his '88 Lincoln, and I must tell you that this car is way older than you can imagine. The moment Les and Rich saw the vehicle, they knew it was the real deal.
Wow, this is one old, all pimped out, and the gold grill and the gold chip.
Hey, you got your stuff.
So I thought he would really like the car, you know?
Well, you just heard from Les himself. He is in love with the car. What's even crazy about this particular '88 Lincoln is that the dude who brought it in pimped out the car to the max. It has good grills and gold chains that just make it look like Snoop Dogg's private whip. If I were to be there, I would buy that car without breaking a sweat.
Now do I fit the car? I love it. Very cool.
Key to show this trunk. I just got a little.
There's a body in here.
Now,
Somebody still in this coat?
nah, it's my.
It's not.
For a second there, I thought there was actually a body in the trunk. True, but if we're being honest, this car looks really good. Les still can't wrap his mind around the fact that a car can look this old and be so clean. I'm pretty sure the guy who brought in the car is going to want a fortune for it.
Oh, I
I
thought you.
like it. Plenty of olds. Ashley and Seth, we have the idea that I have fun by. So, what do you want for it?
A couple lawnmowers.
What, the little ones?
Ha ha. I can't be the only one who saw Les's face when the dude said he wanted a couple of lawnmowers for the '88 Lincoln. What's even funny is that he wants the big ones and not the small ones. That's the first time someone would come to the pawn shop and make a deal like that. He says he is trying to start up a business. Let's see if the car is worth those lawnmowers.
I mean, I'll cut you a deal.
Man, you know,
I mean, what I'll do for this one, whole lawnmower, $100 just for that.
I work with that.
And just like that, we have a deal. Les agreed to give him one of the big lawnmowers and a couple of other small lawnmowers. Everything together added to the amount that they would have initially purchased the '88 Lincoln for. Good to see that everyone walked away smiling. Now let's get to the next item.
Oh, a present for me?
Champagne glasses, never been used, still in.
Made in China. How much did you want for them?
160 to 75, like 65.
Les does have a point. Why would he want to buy champagne glasses for $75 when he could just walk into a store and get them himself? I don't know, man. Something smells fishy about this dude and the champagne glasses he is trying to sell.
How much? 55 good?
I'll pay 20. 20 altogether.
Altogether?
Huh?
That's
Yeah.
45?
20.
25.
15.
Let's just say Les wanted to help this dude by agreeing to buy the champagne glasses from him. He initially told Les that he wanted to sell the champagne glasses for $45. Les, being the best bargainer in the pawn shop, told him that he was not going to go for anything less than $25. The dude has no choice but to agree with him. At least he isn't going home with empty pockets.
What'd you pay? Let you in here, grab a chair. We were at the State Fair. We're walking around, saw the cool money grabbing machine. I'm thinking here. Customers.
I have to agree with Seth on that one. Detroit is a dangerous place to want to give out free money. You really can't tell what's going to happen if something like that happens. Les is thinking of having a money-making machine in the parking lot of the pawn shop. He hopes that it would help him generate more customers, but that just sounds like a bad idea.
I say we go, the raffle is just a horrible idea. It just doesn't make sense. I'm planning on giving away.
Whatever we
had,
whatever if you want to get.
It really doesn't matter how Les tries to say it. Seth still very much thinks it's a bad idea to have a bunch of people picking up Mikey and collecting free items in front of the pawn shop. He even suggests that rather than doing that, they can broadcast it, and it would be a lot safer.
Really different people.
I can give people hearing to you. I can hype it up.
Loves the action or is a penny pincher.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get
At least they've been able to agree on a solution. Seth tells Les that it's best they broadcast through a radio, and that way they can reach a very large audience. That way they can promote the money-making machine. Well, let's hope all of that goes according to plan. Now let's get right to the next item on the list.
They bring in the merchandise, everything they send me, good to go. Awesome.
Part in this event. I love it.
So, however, that's on you.
I think I just have to ask, is Les still the owner of the event, or is Seth the full-time managing director? He seems to be working super hard to make sure everything is in place for Les's money-making event. Well, let's just hope all his plans don't blow up in his face, because that is going to suck real bad. But Les is not done with the preparations just yet.
This is a golden opportunity to promote our business. I just hope we don't it.
Oh, foolish.
Listening, 7:39 in the studio.
Looks like Seth going to the radio to make a broadcast wasn't such a bad idea after all. Seth and Les are at a radio station trying to gain an audience for the money-making event. They see this as an opportunity to promote their business and let everyone in Detroit know about the event. Phew! I really hope everything works out.
I've been here since Clark.
All those people.
Oh wow, I definitely was not expecting an insane amount of crowd. Looks like Les has to start giving Seth more credit when it comes to his information skills. But then again, who is going to pass up an opportunity to win stuff and get free money? Well, let's see what's going to happen in the event.
You guys have a big job. There's gonna be a million mother. Keep your eye, keep control.
Do your job. Seriously, there's gonna be zero tolerance.
Looks Les means business. He is not ready for anything that's going to mess up his event. He sees that there are a lot of people in the parking lot, so he goes in and tells his security team that he wants them to bring their A game. If things get out of hand, they need to be able to stand their ground.
How many of y'all want some money? Y'all make some hands, girl. Grab that money.
The money blows on them, they're able to catch me towards the store credit.
Man, you just have to love Les. If there's one thing we know, it's that he knows how to handle a large number of people. It's almost as if he was made for these kinds of things. So far, everything seems to be going really well, and everyone in the parking lot is ready to make a ton of money.
It should be American jewelry. We'll do, you can do, I don't know, 300.
Okay.
We're gonna be handing out raffle tickets. People can win radios.
Wow. So Les meant business when he said he actually planned on giving out free items from the pawn shop. This is the second part of the event where Les gives our free items to people who get the right ticket. Well, let's see how many people get to win free items.
That's odd.
Next one, 149, 15.
Nobody's winning.
Okay, well, 316.
Okay, what's going on? Looks like things might get messy real soon. Les got some tickets, and the plan was that anyone whose number was written on the ticket would win the items on the table. The problem now is that nobody seems to have the numbers that Les has been calling. If this goes on for too long without anybody winning, people might start to think he's a scam, and that won't be good.
But another 3-1.
Going on out there, all the numbers were wrong. I was really concerned.
Get my assistant out here.
Aha, that explains what's going on. Apparently, they tore off more raffle tickets than they gave away. This means that there are more tickets with numbers that were not given to anybody. Well, Les needs to come up with a plan real soon before things start to tip off the scale.
We're gonna go to the wildest and just hand out stuff. So, you don't need a ticket. It's yours. Give it away.
Well, that's not a bad plan after all. Seeing that the raffle tickets were not making headway, Les came up with a new plan. He told everyone that they would give out stuff to anyone who could act like they were crazy. In no time, they had their first winner.
I see a lady in a black jacket with her shoes. Who wants a 17? We got a blender.
Les definitely deserves an award for saving the situation. His plan worked, and he was able to keep things under control, and in general, it was a win-win. After the event, a ton of people rushed into the pawn shop looking to buy stuff and pawn items. And just like that, Les and Seth were able to execute their plan. Now let's see the next item that finds its way to the shop.
I want to get out of my garage. You're taking up space.
Alright, so want to play a game?
At this point, I think we can all agree that everyone on that table is a gambling person. The only difference is that Les and Seth like to gamble on how much money they can make. Oh well, this dude walks into the pawn shop looking to sell the table gamblers use in betting. So far, everyone in the pawn shop seems to like the table.
Alright, so I'm going in.
I'm in.
Oh, okay.
Seth won the first. We were on a roll.
Now you understand why I said everyone on that table is a gambler. Les offered $75 for the table, but the dude declined and said he wanted something higher. Les then made him an offer and said that if he wins the game, he gets to pay $50 for the table, but if the dude wins the game, he gets to call any price he wants. Well, may the best gambler win.
Seth, pick the other one. 1, 2, 3, flip. There you go. That's yours. Seth lost.
And that's why they say kids should not gamble. After betting, Les and they decided to open their cards. Sadly, Les lost the best and had to pay $125 for the table. I honestly thought that Les would win the game. Looks like he needs to work on his gambling skills. Now let's see what else is going to find its way into the pawn shop.
Hi.
Hi.
I need the Ponzi. Me and my husband, we cannot associate.
Well, that's not something you see or hear every day. This lady found her way to the pawn shop with an item that would shock you. The lady claimed that she and her husband had just converted to the Islam religion and were looking to pawn some pork dolls because it's not accepted in her new religion.
They're very special. They're not just, they grew up with me. I used, with her.
Everything this lady was saying.
Ha ha ha, I thought I was the only one who thought she was saying a whole bunch of nothing. But from all she just said, you can honestly tell that her husband really wants her to get rid of the dolls. I don't see Rich paying for these items, but we'd leave him to be the judge of that.
Now it's time to improvise.
I had to think fast. Anything to get her out of here. Problem is we can't because of the Food and Health Administration to be able to take stuff in like.
I am laughing my lungs out. I can't believe Rich just told her that. We all knew he was not going to help the woman with the items. He gave her one of the dumbest excuses just so the woman would walk away and not want to pawn the items any longer. Surprisingly, it worked. Rich is one hell of a guy. Now let's see what item is on the list.
Okay. Gonna make the hair stand.
Should I brace myself?
I get it's Hitler's wife's bracelet.
Really? So this was Ava
Did she just say Hitler's wife's bracelet? Where in God's green earth did she get that? There is no way on earth that can be the actual bracelet that Hitler's wife wore. It should be illegal for her to even have something like that. Oh well, if she says it is, then I guess it is.
I bought it from a guy that 5 years ago. It's document book, and I also have the paper.
So anyway, how much did you want for
6 figures.
6 figures.
Well, she definitely doesn't look like a $10 girl. The bracelet does look to be the actual deal. She says that she bought it from a guy who sells military items, and she's looking to get at least 6 figures for the bracelet. Let's see if Les is going to agree with her on that one.
Sworn inscribed me this 8th day of June. Commission expires 1980. Certification paper. It was dated from a notary. Expire in 1980.
I guess that's all we need to know. Les takes a proper look at the items and its documentation, and he finds some errors. Apparently, the original documents state that the certification papers for the item expired in 1982. The document the lady brought shows that certification papers for the item show it expired in 1999. Clearly, the bracelet is a fake.
If it were a legit piece of history, it would have had much better documentation.
Not in it, right?
Not with this, okay, bogus. No, and it probably would have brought.
At least they are able to go their separate ways without creating a scene. Les told the lady that he couldn't accept the bracelet because the documents she brought just were not legit. She accepted her loss and left the pawn shop. Better luck next time, I guess.
Hi. Pawn some panties.
Some what?
Panties. Yes, panties.
Okay.
They have tags on it and everything. Yes, all of them have a tag.
That's not something you get to see every day. This lady walks into the pawn shop looking to pawn some of her panties. She says that they are out of season and she doesn't have any need for them at the moment. She says that she hasn't worn them, and that's true because the tags are still on all of them. Is Ashley really going to buy those sets of panties?
What are you looking for all this?
At least $75.
What do you think I'm gonna do with all these?
You can sell them.
Sell underwear?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't buy underwear from somebody.
You can always trust Ashley to be brutally honest about everything. She tells the lady that she doesn't think she wants to sell panties to any customer in the pawn shop. She even goes on to say that nobody is actually going to walk into the shop and want to buy panties. From the look of things, the lady is about to get really pissed.
It's not that difficult to understand that I did in your underwear or your bras, and I'm not in pawning them, I'm not in displaying them, I'm not in store of American Jewelry.
True, thank goodness. For a second there, I thought Ashley was going to ask one of the security guards to have the lady escorted out of the building. Ashley told her that she was not interested in the item, but the lady just wouldn't listen. Les had to make it very clear that the pawn shop does not buy or sell panties. Oh well, that's the end of that story.
Jane just broke a place. I don't think it was on purpose. Ashley wants him fired. It was a hard work, so I don't. So I want to call a family meeting.
Thinking about firing him? Everybody's replaceable?
Everybody's replaceable.
You have to set an example.
I don't know, man. It seems like Ashley is in a really bad mood today. One of the employees broke an item and she wants him fired. She brings the issue to Les and Seth, and they feel like she's trying to take things too far. Everybody makes mistakes, but Ashley feels that they need to set an example.
Let me tell you something. With employees, I think I've been right a lot of times. Sometimes you guys should say, okay, enough is enough. That means go be a doormat with your employees, but
I'm not firing him.
I understand both your opinions.
Let's just say that it's a good thing they involved Les. Who knows, maybe this would have been a really big argument between Seth and Ashley. Well, Les says that they should allow the employee to continue to work at the shop, but if he damages anything else, it's on Seth's head.
How you doing?
Doing good, how are you?
Good.
Paintball gun.
Okay, cool. See what you got.
I got good here. Actually, the very first paintball gun made paintball.
So if I took that to the course right now, lecturing purposes.
Those look like some really nice paintball guns. It's fascinating that the paintball guns look like they have never been used before. As you can see, Seth seems to be very interested in the gun, but first he needs to know if they work. Right now, they are heading outside to shoot a couple of shots.
You don't want to get hit, do you?
We get interrupted by who said, shoot me. You got some aim. Hit me in the back.
Oh, sure. That'd be fun. Here, give me the...
Oh, you're doing, Matt.
I don't think we're going to miss.
Ouch! That is definitely going to hurt for a couple of days. I wonder what he was thinking when he told Seth to try out the paintball guns on him. Well, that's his cup of tea. But the fun doesn't stop there. Seth decides to try the guns on another employee. Looks like everyone is getting shot with paintballs today.
Have any aggression towards me? Because I have broken a TV and a PSP and stuff.
Stupid.
As a boss, they're really not.
Haha, Haha, that is hilarious. I can't believe he said that. Oh well, the paintball guns work pretty well, and everyone seems to be having so much fun with them. All that's left now is for Seth and the dude who brought in the guns to agree on a price. Let's see if they can both come to an agreement.
Operate. We don't really deal in a whole lot. I want to help you out. I want to get some money in your pocket because that's why you came down. And you're looking at about like $100. Something to think about.
The guys use all my paintballs. They don't.
Looks like he made a pretty sweet deal with Seth, only because Seth had fun with the guns, of course. Seth told him that they don't really deal with paintball guns, but since the dude came down looking to get some cash and the guns are in very good condition, he gave the dude $100 for the guns. A big win for him.
Well, I have this ring that I need to get rid of. I don't need it anymore.
Okay, what you looking to get?
You give me bad memory for me.
Is it why?
Well, I was in with some guy.
He did what? Wow, it makes total sense when she says that the ring has bad memories attached to it and she just wants to get rid of it. She was head over heels for a guy till he pulled a shotgun on her. Now she just wants to get rid of the ring and she doesn't mind any amount.
But anyway, let's get back to this, because this is not
All right.
what it's really worth.
That's unfortunate. Like, that was another thing that my ex-boyfriend...
But you know what you can do with that as you walk out the door?
And just like that, the bad memories of her ex-boyfriend are gone with the ring she just threw away. Bill did a proper check on the ring and he realized it was actually a fake and was worth nothing. He told the lady and that just made her hate her ex even more. At least he is out of the picture. Now what's the next item that's going to walk into the pawn shop?
Huge rock puppet show here in Detroit. I've been doing it 12 years. This one main guy, his name's Goward.
Goward?
Goward's kind of like Mad Max meets Charlie Brown. Well, I resemble that statement.
Let me ask you a question. Can you do that without moving your mouth?
I don't even know what to say. He is definitely not your regular puppet master. This dude finds his way to the pawn shop looking to sell his puppet doll for some change. He calls the doll by the name Gaward, and I must tell you, he makes the funniest impressions with the doll.
So don't you think you're going to turn off people on your puppets?
I'm just a messenger, you know?
So he's making you do it then?
Yeah.
Sell
I'm
them?
looking to sell my toy.
How much?
Haha, their faces say it all. It doesn't seem like they are interested in adding these puppet dolls to the collection of items in the pawn shop. Seth already said that they don't have any value, so giving him $25 for items that have no value is just not going to happen. But hold on, let's see if this dude can convince them to make a deal.
What if I came back and made puppets of all three of you?
That'd be cool.
I'd like to see that.
All right.
Do me a favor, can you put a little bit...
I look like a serial killer in office. My Amber puppet would look banging. Be like, oh, oh, oh.
I can't even lie. This guy is actually very funny. He makes them an offer and says that if they buy his puppet dolls, he would head home and make some puppet dolls that look exactly like them. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but if he says he can, then I guess he can.
Straight out, if I sell these to you for 15 bucks, you gotta understand.
What if we gave you a loan for 15 bucks? You can get them.
I will be back